good evening to you all watching from all face of the earth. I am Talk Food, your food scientist, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Food. Today we have here a wonderful. In our previous videos, we've spoken about what food means to different people based on their culture, based on their religion, and based on faith. Today I have another person, and I would like her to introduce.
Okay, my name is Mary Patience Awolabi. I have a background in environmental science. Actually, I did my master's in environmental science. And currently, I'm pursuing an MBA. So, upskill my skills, yeah.
An MBA. When it comes to food, it's an unending talk. I used to argue with a friend that my middle name is food because I love lover.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we all have perspective, all have the way we. So personal, how do you see food, or what is food to you?
This question, should I answer it from a perspective of when I was a kid or just now, as I've grown up a little, not too?
You can answer from whichever perspective. No, we wanted to.
You want it?
Yeah, we wanted to.
Okay, so growing up, I was thinking food is bellyful, thing that tastes good in the tongue, and then I can be satisfied with that is food. But on a more serious note, now I see food not to be just anything to make the stomach feel. It's something that goes all the way to your health. The flavor counts a lot. The flavor, it's good, but most importantly is the nutritional benefits of it. Growing up, we focus on the aesthetics of the food. Even now, I still focus on the aesthetics of it, but what's changed my perspective is now I know it goes beyond just the look, just the taste, but the health benefits.
It goes beyond the look, beyond the taste, and the health benefit. For me, all I want is to eat and get my stomach. Yes. At certain point when I want to build muscle, I need certain parts of my body to, that's why maybe sometimes I consider the food that I eat. But for now, as it is, as a food scientist, all I want is food. Bring it, I'll eat it. Yeah. Yeah. And there are instances where, if we see certain food, like it triggers some, we see certain food like this food is a must eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are there any instances like that for?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's when the culture aspect of food comes in.
Okay.
Just to share a little of my experience coming from an African background and then coming to Europe, the differences in the food is really bad, especially here in France. Not to sound a bit judgmental or anything, but now I love French food. But coming first, the whole food to my tongue, it was just blunt. No spices, not too much salt. Some of the food has salt. Most of them, not a lot of salt. And fromage everywhere. Everything has fromage. So
Fromage,
sorry, yeah. Fromage is cheese. Sorry, I'm putting a little bit of French inside, but everything with cheese and everything fries everywhere. So that cultural part of food plays a lot of role in even your adjusting to new food, the taste and the flavor, the heat. People from Mexico, from some part of Africa, if the heat is not in the food, we consider it not to be food. But that's really bad. Not to call other people's food that doesn't have spices. We just call it. It's just. I guess you should know this.
Yeah. Maybe it's just something that you don't enjoy eating. I think I have an episode with an Indian. She also had if you've not watched it, you can go and watch it. Like, she also have a perspective of how she sees food, and they prefer spicy food, So like based on the culture, like everybody have different in food that they prefer.
Yes.
And honestly, when it comes to the French setting, when I also came, fries everywhere. Until I worked at a restaurant, honestly, I was thinking that whatever French people eat for their food, yeah, basic is
There's potato attached to every meal and baguette.
right with their different foods. The French choice, and then it's good. Initially, when I came, I didn't really like it, but like now being the system, my taste buds.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it is everybody's food is nice until your system gets adjusted to. Because most often every food has nutritional benefits for the people to select. The only thing is we human, we take some time to adjust to change.
Exactly. Because of honestly, it's a whole muddy thing, right? You have to talk up when it comes to the tank, getting used to certain foods. You don't have to go with sensor, the brain formation, and all those kind of things. There are science to that, but today we are not doing any science here. We are just off mind.
I'm just curious because you're food scientist, just to ask this question. That's sometimes based on personal experience, sometimes it doesn't go just with the taste, in my opinion, because there's some food when we are trying, our systems react to it. Personally, when I started trying cheese, fromage cheese, I would have pimples everywhere on my, even to date, I've still not gotten used to that. So maybe one day give us some science
Yeah.
video to explain to audience on what changes. If you observe some people take spicy food and they become red all of a sudden.
So those are related to body reactions. Some are allergens, and some are a lack of synthesizing enzymes in our systems. Yeah. So the science just a little bit, not to really answer your question. But
Yeah.
how can people react to certain foods when they eat? They lack the enzyme that digests that specific component of the food that they eat. So because like the body needs to excrete it or bring it out, and that's how some of the ways that it goes out. And also need to identify what your body reacts to, and then not eat them. Yeah, because it will help you a lot. It will help your health. People eat that and then they die.
So, yeah, just to ask, even though this is not the purpose of the video, have you experienced any of those allergic reactions?
Allergic reaction. Do I? Honestly, I don't think so. Because I've eaten everything. So yes. To think of it. I've not sat down to analyze, but like, for now, to the best of my knowledge, no.
Well, that won't be surprising for someone who's they will be missed.
The new one. Yeah. So, is there any specific food that you really?
Wow, yes, yes, yes.
What food is that?
Surprisingly, surprisingly to childhood memories. First one, some of you, it may sound like it's nothing, but to us, it's really something. First one is rice, 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 rice. From where I grew up from, rice is something that we often eat during festive season. It wasn't, I don't know why it was like that at the beginning of my childhood experience. Sometimes it's not that our parents can't afford it. Most of the time they can really afford it, but I don't know why they decide to reserve it only for
Special occasion.
special occasions. I think you can really relate. So it's rice in any color. So it can be jollof rice. The jollof rice is like the top. The normal rice, it's even a celebration. Yeah. Jollof rice, it's like the premium versions. And the fried rice, and then you see,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know if we have premium plus, but kind of. Yeah, so rice is one of them. because of how our parents really, my parents especially treated it, because they don't really give it to us every day. And the next one is fufu. It's actually a local dish in Ghana. It's more of like either we have different version of it, either with cassava or either mixed with plantain, and then it's pounded together, or you can even use yam and all that. The reason why that food gives me a lot of childhood memory is because of the process it takes to cook. It's a lot demanding. And most often, once you realize that it's ready for pounding, everybody's trying to run. Yeah. Yeah, and then our parents will be like, if you don't pound this, you're going to take your cassava, unpounded one, together with the soup to death. If like that.
Right. Okay. That's a good childhood. For rice, and then, okay, do you have any food that you dislike or something like that?
Do I have food that I dislike? Yes and no. Yes and no, in the sense that, yes, for some food, I take some time to adjust to it. For certain food, especially for the French cuisine. French cuisine is more like the French cooked food. It took me some time to adjust to that. So at the beginning, there were some food that I said no to that I'm really saying yes to now. Yeah, and also there are some food that now I can say no to, even knowing the health benefits attached to it. Culturally, it's just that aspect of culture has not permitted me to try it. For instance, some food like, I know incense is now a food that has been introduced to the food domain with high protein. Saw your video on that, but my doctor just not give me that. Yeah, it is more of like culture, and I can't just try it, even though I've read things on it. I've seen experiments being done, the results and stuff is there, but the mindset hasn't changed yet. And for that, so that's a food that I can see no to. Not that I dislike it, but culture will not permit me to try it.
Wait until you have no option other than to eat it. But that time, I've tried it before. It's very nice. You should try it.
People try it.
Yeah, you should try it.
I nearly made a mistake to try one during. I nearly, because we went for a conference at Czech Republic, and then they served some cookies. So nice, so yummy, smelling good in the room and everything. And I don't know what brought that curiosity for me to read before since I'm in a new country. And then when I read, and then I saw insect, 90% protein. So I decided to have a second look, and I saw that all the crunches and stuff on the cookies were actually insects. I dropped it. But anyway, to me, the aesthetic, the smell and everything was perfect. Yeah. I'm sure maybe one day.
Insects are actually gaining interest now because of their way they are cultivated, or the breeding process. They really take less energy, less time, less feed compared to the livestock. And we are in Europe, we are more concerned about sustainability, sustainable success. So now they are research and going into insects as alternative protein for to help in the sustainable system. So maybe in the near future we'll all eat it.
But I think it's not going to be my turn in it.
Well, probably you'll be the one advocating.
I hope not. So that it's scientifically and from research papers. I think I was curious to find out why do we have to, but I mean, chicken is there for me, so yeah.
Of course, when it comes to food, it's an unending topic. But then, do you have any final words to whoever is watching today?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the privilege to be on your platform. And to everyone, food, keep trying and don't be judgmental about anyone's food. Food is always nice and people have reason why they eat what they eat. And just eat and live and be happy. That's all. Thank you.
Being like, just eat whatever you find yourself, eat it. I am Coco, your food scientist. See you in the next video.